Now I'm going to give you a video on non-destructive test or non-destructive inspection. As aircraft have grown in complexity and in importance to our transportation system, the cost of downtime has increased to the point that new method of inspection had been to be developed to allow the aircraft and engines to be inspected without disassembly. This inspection technique is known as non-destructive inspection and incorporates method as unsophisticated as mere visual inspection to those as complex as radiographic inspection. In this chapter, we will discuss the various systems in the order of their complexity. In this video, I am going to give you a video on visual inspection. Thereafter, I will go for the liquid penetrant, then magnetic particle, and eddy current, ultrasonic, and finally radiographic inspection. So first, go for visual inspection. The most fundamental method of inspection and one that will never be replaced is visual inspection. It is limited, of course, in that nothing can be inspected by the method unless it is uncovered and made visible. The basic tools required for visual inspections are a good light and some form of magnifying glass. Flashlights are normally used to give spot type illumination to the area being inspected. To make flashlights more useful for inspecting in difficult locations, special inspection lights are available with long flexible extensions that place the bulb inside areas that would otherwise be dark. Borescopes are used to inspect inside of an engine. A borescope is actually an optical device similar in principle to a telescope, but with a built-in light source that illuminates the area being inspected. Now, number one in this is fiber optic scope. One of the most useful types of borescopes for inspecting extremely difficult location is the fiber optic borescope. This uses a bundle of optical glass fibers to transmit light from a special cold light source to the end of the scope, which may be worked up inside the engine or the structure being inspected. A special attachment for this instrument allows a single lens reflex camera to be used to photographically record what is seen through the scope. Fiber optic borescopes are available in lengths up to 4 feet. Is videoscope. Another type of borescope used for inspection of different location is the video borescope. The videoscope is similar to the fiber optic scope except that the image is viewed by a tiny light sensitive chip in the end of the probe and transmitted electronically to a video monitor. The videoscope provides a high quality image of the area being viewed and interfaces easily with video recording equipment for inspection, records, and review. Further in visual inspection, non-destructive testing is by visual means is the oldest method of inspection. Defects which would escape the naked eye can be magnified so they will be visible. Telescope, borescopes, and magnifying glasses aid in performing visual inspection. Discussion of visual inspection will be confined to judging the quality of completed welds by visual means, although the appearance of the completed weld is not a positive indication of quality. It gives a good clue to the care used in making it. A properly designed joint weld is stronger than the base metal which it joins. The characteristics of a properly welded joint are discussed in the following paragraph. A good weld is uniform in width, the ripples are even and well feathered into the base metal, which shows no bond to overheating. The weld has penetration and is free of gas pockets, porosity or inclusion. The edges of a bead can be seen in this figure. B of the figure. Penetration is the depth of fusion in a weld through fusion. Thorough fusion is the most important characteristic which contributes to a sound weld. Penetration is affected by the thickness of the material to be joined, the size of the filler rod, and how it is added. In a butt weld, the penetration should be 100% of the thickness of the base metal. On a fillet weld, the penetration requirement are 25 to 50% of the thickness of the base metal. The width and depth of the bead or a butt weld and fillet weld are shown in this figure. To assist further in determining the quality of a welded joint, several examples of incorrect welds are discussed in the following paragraph. The weld shown in the figure which I am giving in A was made too rapidly. The long and pointed appearance of the ripples was caused by an excessive amount of heat or an oxidizing flame. If the weld were cross-sectional, it probably would disclose gas pocket, porosity and slag inclusions. Figure B illustrates a weld that has improper penetration and cold lapse caused by insufficient heat. It appears rough and irregular and its edges are not feathered into the base metal. The puddle has a tendency to boil during the welding operation. If an excessive amount of acetylene is used, this often leaves slightly bumps along the center and craters at the finish of the weld. Cross checks will be apparent if the body of the weld is sound. If the weld were cross section, pockets and porosity would be visible. Such a condition is shown in figure C. A bad weld with irregular edges and considerable variation in this depth of penetration is shown in D of the figure. It often has the appearance of cold weld. Figure which I have given you, A, B, C and D, these are the examples of poor weld.